Hyping yourself up is like becoming a Super Saiyan in real life. It unlocks your strength and makes it so much easier to get PRs in the gym. Almost guaranteed, if I'm being honest with you. The music, the zone, everything is perfect. That said, I don't recommend you do this every single workout. My advice is to reserve it for the moments that count. I did this for about 3 years, and some problems immediately became apparent to me, which I'm going to talk about right now. The first is the fact that you become very dependent on having everything aligned. What I mean is that if the song is not on point, synced with the perfect opportunity, and you're not feeling that kick up here, you're probably going to fail the PR. Or you might have to redo it a few times before you succeed. And that can burn you out, mentally and physically. What happens is that you constantly got to get that new fix. It's crazy, but you end up wasting a lot of time looking for the best song, trying to get yourself in the zone with the breathing and the head shaking and all kinds of things that you might be doing to get into that zone. It gets harder to do in the long run. When I first started doing this, I was like, holy fuck, this is the way to go. Because it's something that I hadn't experienced much in the past. And it explained why I was seeing a lot of these powerlifting guys, right? They would take the ammonia, they would just go nuts, and they would make gains. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that in my training, workout to workout. And because I used the max effort method, right, I had that opportunity every single week, 1 rep max. But the thing is, you burn out. And what happens is that you're not able to train calm anymore. You literally have to be amped up all the freaking time. And sometimes that causes you to take a lot of caffeine as well. It makes it very difficult to have a regular workout. I used to be the guy who used to train without music. But then with time, I became so dependent on it, so dependent on being in that freaking state where you're on top of the world. See, that's another variable that complicates the process. And the thing is, it's not needed, especially when you consider the fact that there is a big difference between your competition strength and your gym PRs. Like, especially if you're using concurrent periodization, right? You're rotating the variations every goddamn week. Why do you have to be amped up every single time and every single set? You're going to get stronger regardless. You're building strength. It's not like you're practicing the competition lift, right? So it's not like you're being overly specific. If you just calm down and maybe reserve it for that final set, or just once in a blue moon when you feel like you really want to get that lift, I think it makes things more consistent overall. And it's not just me saying this. Matt Wenning and Louis Simmons, a man who had a tremendous impact on me in terms of training beliefs. He said that you shouldn't have the ammonia every single workout. That you shouldn't be amped up like that 24/7. Reserve it for the PRs that really count. And that's how I train these days, man. I'm zen-like. You may have noticed that when I'm done a PR, sometimes I just get up and I'm calm. I'm not yelling a lot anymore. I'm not shaking around much. I used to do that, and it works. And if I do that right now, I will get a PR. I can promise you that. The problem is what happens after a long period of time. You just can't lift in a calm state anymore. And you legit have to be amped up every time you go in the gym. And to me, that was becoming more dependent on caffeine and becoming ADHD as fuck in terms of music playlists and all that. And just having the right moment and always being in that state. Like, if you don't feel that freaking, you're going to feel it. Eyes are going to widen. Your breathing's going to change. You're going to feel something up here. If you don't get that, it's like you don't get the PRs. So to me, I didn't want to become dependent on that. And I found that just calming down and maybe doing a little hype up for some PRs was better. I feel more refreshed when I go in the gym. And my workouts are faster too. Because people don't tell you this, but that process of really like, where you're doing the breathing and you're trying to enter that fucking Super Saiyan mode, that takes time. Especially if you're doing it set after set after set. My max effort part, like my first exercise used to take a long time because of the fucking hyping up. Now it's much more quick. I'm not losing any strength gains as a result. And the thing is, when I do go hit my crazy PRs, now I can really feel the effects of the hyping. Because it's something that's like I don't do very often. When you saw me do the 395, touch and go, and then the 405 ass off the bench, I hyped up right before that, and I felt it. So to me, it is very important, but save it for either competitions or PRs that are very significant, or on like a final set. If you're doing like a 10 by 10, then you could hype yourself up on maybe the last 2 or 3 sets, or just the final set or whatever. Be strategic when you employ it. Don't do it every single time just because you have that capability. If you want, go ahead. I did it for 3 years. But I found that the way I do things now is much better. Just being zen-like, then you have those moments where you explode. And it's worth it. It's something meaningful. So that's how I choose to train. It's what Louis Simmons recommends. It's what a lot of guys are recommending these days. So I say do the same. But hey, this is just my experience and what I've learned along the way. So take it or leave it. Hope it helps you out nonetheless. Share your feedback down below. and I'll talk to you next time.